You're fine. I added 2 books on mine. So mine just has 2 right now. And this is what my storyboard looks like. Okay? If you have 4 books, you're going to have 5 view controllers. Okay? Right now I just have 3. So if you're curious what mine looks like and how it works, I'll send this up there right quick. Alright. So this is mine. It has a little home page, and it has the 2 different books I have. And so I can actually click on here, and so I'm clicking the Are You My Mother book, and I can click through my pages. Okay, when I click home, it takes me back home, and that's that part I added at the bottom was the home button. And that had to deal with the memory thing, because I talked to Tristan this morning and I said I didn't know if we could get all the books together because we were running out of memory. When you click that home button, it actually starts closing things. So when you click this one, the one I made, you can go through there and you click home. Alright? And that's all you're going to do today. So for you, those of you that have 4 books, instead of having just 2 side by side, you'll have 4 books on there. I think, do we have a group of 5 or the biggest we have is 4? I think the biggest we have is 4. So you're going to have 4 little books on there. You'll be able to click on them, go through your book, close it, and go to the next person's book. That's all we're doing today, okay? Now, the part that may be slightly difficult is it's not going to just merge together just all seamlessly and easy, okay? So first thing that we're going to have to do is we got to get all of our pictures to the one computer we're making on that, like to that computer. But we need to change it up a little bit, okay? So here's one problem that y'all probably have not thought about. And I didn't think about it until a few nights ago. And I thought, oh, we're going to have to deal with that. So how did we name our pictures so far?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so what's the name of your pictures?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What's the name of your pictures?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What's the name of your pictures?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's the name of your pictures?
So they're all gonna merge together?
They're all going to be together. So when I put these into my assets folder on Xcode, every one of y'all's images are the same name. Okay? But there is a solution to this. Alright? What you're going to have to do is, like for mine, I did 1 through 12 for the one book, and the other one I did 20 through 31. And so you're just going to change the name to a different set of consecutive numbers, and then set your variable in that book to those consecutive numbers. So instead of saying, you know, you're going to start on variable 1 for that other book, the other book starts on variable 20. And I just changed my, like, if you look, let's see here. So on that book right there, and let me get it bigger for you. So on that book right there, you can see I set my variable page to 20 at the very top, instead of setting it at 1 or 0. And then down here in my FL statement, I said F page is greater than 20, then do this, and that's for my last page. And for my next page, F page is less than 31. Okay?
So if he had 1 through 20, I'd have 21 through like 40,
Right.
and he'd have 41 through whatever.
Right. So in your groups, before you move pictures, just because it's going to be easier on the person that's having to handle all this on their computer, on your own computer, you want to like talk with your groups, determine who's going to have what range, and then name your pictures that range of numbers. So if yours are 1 through 20, you would be 20 through 40, you would be 40 through 60, 60 through 80. Does that make sense?
Like, do you have to get them off here?
You're gonna make a whole new app. You're gonna make a whole new app. But it's gonna be easy because they're all essentially the same thing. We're gonna create a template and then just merge everything onto that template for all of them. Does that make sense? So what I would do is get in your groups right now and start talking about your pictures and change all your pictures. And if your pictures are scattered all over like a desktop, definitely put them all in a folder. Put all of them in a folder and name the folder your name, and then change your pictures. Like change the name of your pictures. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. So try to get all that done. And then once you get that folder made, we're going to compress it and airdrop it to you.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
We delete them off here and put them back on.
If we leave them on here and change our desktop, is it gonna automatically change it here?
Yes. No, it's gonna unlink. This is fine because like I said, you're making a new app.
So we don't need to do nothing with this.
No, just minimize that, change that. But what I would
Oh,
do
yeah, that's fine.
is I
That's what I
would.
meant, like, our page.
Right, we're gonna get out there. So we get this past one through 11 through
So do we need to airdrop our pictures to you?
Whichever one you don't need in there, I get out.
But
And then I would put them all in one folder, because it's gonna make it easier. If you merge all of them in a folder, so they're all on your desktop, you put them in a folder. Because if they're scattered everywhere, it's gonna be, if they send you all 60 photos that they have on your desktop, it's gonna be a nightmare for you. So you wanna get it sorted.
That new photo that you made, I can put that in my school.
You could, I would keep it right there for right now, because what you're gonna do is when you create a new Xcode folder for your new project, I would put all your image folders into that Xcode folder. That way they're all in one place and you don't have to worry about losing them.
This baby is a 30. 31. My beaver are long too wide. These are here's what it does. Like a Pokemon.
And my first
Pokemon Go. And then it charges. Big.
So we need to send all of our pictures to you, right?
Yeah, I'll send mine now. Then a beaver.
Did I send that to somebody else?
You can, but right now what I'm working on is just getting your pictures, like group together, name what they need them named, and then just send them pictures, then you can put it on your computer. But right now,
I only have 7 pages.
all the pictures to your person doing the coding on their computer. Yeah. So right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to either get, like, I know this group right here is fixing to start taking pictures of their pictures, but we need to get all the pictures merged onto the computer and then maybe sorted out folders.
Okay, so everybody needs a different folder for the picture.
I would, because what's gonna happen.
So I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you send all your pictures, all 80 of y'all's pictures together, and they're just scattered, that's gonna be horrible. So if you put them in your own folder, and then you can name them whatever you need to, but just remember that, you know, you need to break up.
And you gotta change it from a JPG or J.
You can do a JPEG if you want to.
How do I change it to?
Yours is a JPEG now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, since yours is doing the thing where it, like, saved as bigger. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to go to get info, hide the extension, and type that lowercase. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, if it's capitalized, it's throwing errors. I don't know why it does that, but it did that, like, that's when we had to go through earlier.
Do I have to change anything on my Xcode to make my background work? So I was looking at your coding and mine was the exact same.
We'll figure it
I
out.
don't see the error, but it just doesn't work. Mine is, I changed this because I have 17 pages. It was 12. but I just had
So
five.
whose book is done first?
This is just your next book.
Because that'll determine
Yeah,
if
my
we
forward works, the other day we was in, last Thursday.
Mine's 3 JPEG.
In actuality,
What do I need to put them?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying, whose book y'all want to be
That's just a
first.
position.
We can go ahead and do ours first since ours are 11.
It's just saying
That
that
way it
wherever
gives them.
Well, how do I make mine then?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying. How many pages do you have? I have 11.
I have 11.
You have 11? Okay, so then mine will be 1 through 11, yours will be 12 through.
Actually, I have 11.
You have 12? Well, yeah, I have 12 too because I have a title page. So mine will be 1 through 12.
Well, I have 10 like pages and then I have a title page and
Sometimes.
well, I don't know if I have 10. I just have
You just have 11? Okay, so then
Okay,
I'll
sometimes
be
you can
1
actually, when
through
you're control
11
clicking stuff,
and
you
you'll
can
be
change
11
like
through how
positions and stuff on buttons.
Yeah,
And
and
did you
then-
see how it has that weird little like thing? So what
Who's
happens,
that?
sometime it, like something like that's
You only
happening,
need
you don't think
10.
nothing of it. And
Right,
really
so
all you gotta
Kane
do
will be
sometimes is hold
next.
control and accident drag and then like, be like, oh darn it, release.
Yeah, but
like you said, what?
How many pages are y'all
It
gonna
would-
do at y'all finish?
Should.
That otters.
If you wanna get a thing and test
You
it,
have to have 20 pages minimum.
huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, just grab
I just have 11 pages.
plug it in, you have a
Yeah,
cord.
that's what we're talking about. Big.
No, I don't want those are locked in.
I'll have 7.
Don't lose this, cause everybody's gonna have to use this one, cause that's the only one I got.
Cause I only done 1 page on
Alright,
each.
so where are we at right now on naming our pictures?
We're doing it.
Not done, how much y'all like?
Ah,
I think
Ah.
Huh? What's the whole thing? Ben, you already renamed it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the thing with the new button? You know, send to him? Okay, so if you've renamed them and you're just waiting to send them on, the easiest way of doing that is to have them all in a folder with your name on it,
Y'all wanna do
and
it
then you
mine?
can airdrop that folder to that person. That's the easiest way of doing it.
What's the new button?
The new button
Let's do it
is a
on
home button. The reason we need, we'll talk about why we need that here in a minute.
So Twitter, I'm
Oh,
gonna
we can't send it in.
All you're sending is pictures, just sending the images to one computer. Yeah, just all the images to one computer. Yes.
Do we have to have a picture on every page?
Remember, see, it's on here as well.
What do you mean?
I need y'all to send me a picture.
Any picture on every single page.
I mean, every page, like, and a page can be like a spread.
Oh, Jerry on the
Like
same book.
1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need blank
I had
pages.
Jerry.
Yeah, I know. But if we put it like.
If you have like one picture that takes up both pages, that's fine.
Thank you.
That's. I mean, I have.
I just don't want like,
I have to
oh,
have 10 pages of words.
seems like I've
well, okay, well, that's fine. If you have a picture and then words, that's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I just,
Like on every page, if you put words.
yeah, I mean, if there's like, when you're looking at, okay, so when you're looking at this one right here, like,
I
that
need you
is
to name your
one page,
picture.
2 page.
Okay.
Page, you see what I'm saying? Now, if you have a picture here and words here, that's fine.
send them to you
I make,
in a folder.
Yeah, in the folder.
they said I couldn't make it better.
So, like, what do we got to do here?
And you did.
When he was wondering,
So if we had, just have words here, and words here. Carson,
That's
he said,
fine. If it's a job, like, no kids can be gone.
I'm good at it.
Well, you should have already had pictures, so that's your Exactly. Okay, so here's the thing, right now, don't worry about any of them, because they're fixing to rebuild
Send
that.
me the, like the, whatever,
I already did it. No, it's on here.
the
So,
folder.
yeah.
And I feel like I have another question, but I don't remember, but I'll ask you.
I already named them and all that.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta rename them though.
For what?
I put mine as 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can rename it. Or stuff, yeah.
Wesley, wait, you actually.
Zero happened.
Like chaos.
I remember the question.
I bet I would have video
Anything that I wasn't around,
Yeah, shoot, I gotta redo it.
I really need to, I forgot.
Don't worry about the pictures there right now, get everybody's pictures on here. Have you got everybody's pictures? We need everybody's pictures. I'm not putting this in your pictures on the computer. Yeah, I just need to get 2 separate folders, you need a Caleb folder and a Sienna. So you need to hurry up. Because I'm fixing to start doing this here in a minute. What? Yeah, yours works.
So I need
Look at you go. Boom.
Do you have to disconnect it?
I just unplug it, and it stays on there until you modify it. Once you modify it, then it's gonna tell it that don't work anymore. But, yeah. Have you got your pictures? Okay, so,
Okay, that is a-
all right.
I'll fix y'all.
So, we should just about have everybody's pictures. If not, what we need at least one person in your group following along with this part with Xcode pulled up, because we're gonna start building this out. And then we need the person that still puts in pictures, get the pictures sent to that person, okay? Because we're fixing to start going, alright? So,
So
if you
you
can, we're gonna do this on the
like
screen, we
12,
can do it
13, 14,
somewhat
15.
together, if you want to.
So we need to make a whole new app?
We're gonna make a whole new app.
Okay.
So I've already made a whole new app on here, but what you need to do, and you can leave your app open.
Each of us got to make their own.
No, just the person that's getting all the pictures. Whoever's getting all the pictures, it's just y'all need to work with them and make sure they're going.
Xcode project?
Because we're not gonna slow down soon, I wanna help each other. Yeah, new Xcode project, it's just gonna be, a single view application.
Put them in a folder. You need to rename them first.
Single
I
view.
need you to rename them like
Mine?
from
The reason why we're gonna start over and just do a whole new one, project.
Oh, is that a new project?
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole new project, single view application. The reason why we're doing that is a bunch of y'all had a lot of errors and things going on. So that's why instead of trying to like Frankenstein a bunch of them together, we're just gonna make a new one, put it all together.
And should have a lot of.
So just in case.
That time was little.
It's really gonna say that.
If you listen, it's gonna be okay. Put a name. So for your project name, you may want to put whatever you want to call your group's children's book. If you have a title, if y'all came up with an actual working title, sounds great. You know, so put whatever your name is for your whole book. Okay. I think I just named mine Book Altogether. It's a nod to Mitch Hedberg. If you don't know who Mitch Hedberg is, I need to learn about him. Mitch Hedberg. He's a comedian. He's an album called Mitch Altogether.
Is that all
So we should all have a project made. Just click next. Like, just make a project like normal.
Should you not click all these? Those were all my pictures.
Okay. Just click create. All right.
Hey, you wanna get some of this shit off?
Click OK. Click OK. It's then when you run your later or whatever your cell phone, it's gonna want your contacts on your cell phone, right?
I'm gonna start with
Alright, don't worry about it. So if you, right now, if it's telling you have signing errors, do not worry about any of that right now. Yes, sir.
Didn't you say it was like an important thing to have A and B included in the tile there?
No, you wanna go in and you want to, like, sometimes if it shows JPEG, you have to go into get info and click hide extensions.
no, that's not
Yes,
the
you
one.
just put that.
I don't know.
Yeah. We
So
just
I
want
did
the
it
numbers.
right. You
Yeah,
did
we
it
just want
wrong.
the numbers.
Oh, Myrtle, no. Let me see your computer.
Yeah, for some paper.
No.
Okay,
This is the first page.
so,
No.
once you get to this screen right here, yours may look slightly different than mine, because I have like a team and provisioning profile, all that, and yours don't have to have that right now. That's something we can work out towards the end of this whole ordeal. Right now though, what we want to work on is we want to look at our storyboard. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and build our storyboard.
People all that
So,
but they need to be.
right now, my storyboard's going to look like an iPhone 8. If you have an older version, like Sienna's maybe like an iPhone 7 or 6.
Mine's an 8.
8. We'll go down to the bottom where it says View as iPhone 8 and click it. And the iPads you are going to actually use are 9.7s. So go to iPad Pro 9.7 and click it.
Wait a second.
Yeah, those right there. Mine's a 10.5, so I'm going to use that, but y'all using 9.7, okay?
You double click it.
Alright.
Like, you jump in the manual and
So-
click get info.
Next thing that's up is, okay, so you see this little arrow right here? The little guy right here? What that actually says is this is my initial view controller, okay?
Yeah, it needs to be
And
checked.
that means that when this starts, that's where it's gonna go, okay? So is one buddy in y'all's group got Xcode pulled
I'm
up?
doing it.
Okay, just making sure that you are with me. Alright, so make sure that you have this going on here. Alright, I'm gonna change the orientation because I want it to be landscape.
Yes.
Alright? Because I don't know, most books are landscape. Even if you look at a book and close its portrait, when you open it, your book is landscape, okay? Alright. So, once you get that there, this will be our very first one. This is going to be like our little title thing, our little title screen. So if you want to go ahead and you want to make that before we move on, we can do that. We're going to put, for most of y'all, put 4 buttons on here. If you have a smaller group, you're not going to put 4 buttons on there, but for most of you, we're going to put 4 buttons. Okay? So you're just going to go up to the top, you're going to go to your little library, and you're going to grab a button and drag it down. Yours is on the bottom. Yeah, yours is on the bottom. So if you have an older version of Xcode, if you're working on one of the iMacs, it's going to be on the bottom. Okay? And I want all of the buttons to be the same size. I'm gonna select it when I get done, push Command D a few times, and it's gonna duplicate it for me. Command D is duplicate, in case you're wondering.
So you can't copy and paste it?
You can't copy and paste it, but you can go Command D. Okay?
One side.
And then, if you have images, so if you have images ready, or if you don't have to, but on mine, you'll remember that I made the buttons themselves like the covers for all of my stories. So like if I look, and don't panic on this, I'm just showing you, but like on mine, I made, these are 2 buttons right here, that I just made the covers of my 2 stories, okay? You don't have to do that right now, but I just wanted you to know that that is an option, that is something to do, okay? So what I can do right
That's
now
one of the pages.
is I can actually change the button to the name of the story. So it says button. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And whatever you want to call your story. So story 1 is what I'm doing right now. Story 2. Story 3. Story 4. Huh?
Not really gonna have to.
No, if you just do this relevant to you. Don't worry about, you know what I mean?
So we don't need this many buttons if we don't have this many stories?
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah, so if you have less stories than 4, you're fine.
Stinks like a giraffe on crack.
And if you're like me and you don't like that, you can't really tell the difference in the background and the thing, you can actually change the background color of the buttons until you put something else in there. So I'm gonna put them, make them blue. Now blue. Right now it's light gray. So I'm gonna do. But you can do you.
Send me the phone.
That's not necessary, is it?
It's not. I mean, if you don't want to put an image in there,
Picture on his.
yeah, you can put a picture on it. But the thing is like right now you can't really tell the difference in the background and the button, and it's just like one big white screen. You know what I mean? To me, that tells me, oh, there's something to push there. But the other way, it was just one big white screen. But yeah, you can put the front cover of your books on there if you want. I prefer that, but it's up to y'all. So right now you should have this at the very minimum. You should have a view controller with 4 buttons, and they're named whatever your stories are, or story 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now what we got to do is we got to add a view controller for each story that you're doing. Okay? And that's kind of easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part's coming, but that's not it. Click in your library again, whether it's at the top or bottom of your screen, and type in view controller. You should be able to type in view, and it should say view controller right there. Alright, so you see view controller, you're just going to click and drag that guy onto the screen. Okay?
I don't think I did that.
And once again, just like last time, if we want to, we can go Command D, and we can make another view controller, and click it again, and Command D. Okay. So, it is going to start looking crowded. If you're wondering, yes, it is going to start looking crowded.
Mr. Black, I don't want to move mine for some reason.
You have to click right in this top bar up here.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're moving a view controller around, you have to click that top bar. If you just click inside the view controller itself, it's going to think you're trying to drag something in there, so it's not going to move. But if you click right here, you're going to grab it and you can move it around.
View controller for every story?
View controller for every story. You only need one for every story, but you need one for every story. Alright, so I have 4 on here right now, and like I said, it is really crowded right now with all those view controllers on there. trying to get mine all situated here so I can move around real good. And you don't have to organize yours like mine. I'm just doing this so I can deal with it myself. Okay. So this part is somewhat like crucial to all of this stuff working. Okay? These next couple of steps. So make sure you're getting these for sure. We've got to name each of these view controllers. Alright? So this very first one that has our story or buttons on it. Go ahead and click that top toolbar where you clicked and grabbed earlier. It should highlight where it says view controller, it should highlight it in blue. So if you look at it and I click it, so if I click in here, it's going to highlight in blue. Okay? And do that to the one with buttons. Okay? So that's going to be like your, I don't know, your table of contents? Sure? That's what we want to call it?
Can you go over that to me again?
Okay. So on the view controller that has all your buttons,
Oh, okay.
you're going to click right there where you clicked and dragged earlier. You're just going to click it and select it. And if you do it correctly, you should see a bunch of stuff pop up over here in your inspection toolbar, okay? The one we want to click is the one that kind of looks like an ID. It's called, I think, like the Identity Inspector or something like that. And you're going to see where it says Class. Okay? You see how it says Class is View Controller. Okay? We're going to leave that alone right here. But that's where we name all of our view controllers. And that's important because this file that we actually code in, the Swift file that we actually code in that's connected to it, unless we have this thing named the same thing here that this is named, those don't know they exist. Those know each other exist because of that name. So the name of this is View Controller. The class that we're working in here is View Controller. It's spelled the exact same way. It's capitalized the exact same way. It has to be exactly how we named it. Almost like a password. Think of a password. It has to be, everything in that password has to be exactly the same for it to give you access. And it's kind of the same difference as we got going on here. Okay? And I know this part right now is kind of slow and it's kind of tedious, but we have to do this part to move on. In the past, we've done a lot of apps that have one view controller, and we've not ventured into this part yet, okay? So, for every view controller you have, you're going to have another Swift file, okay? So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll name the rest of these view controllers. So click them, and when you click them over here, alright, when I click them in that top little header, I'm going to do this thing that says custom class again, where the other one was named view controller. And we're going to name it something unique. Okay? So if you have a title to your story, this would be where you name it the title of your story. No one's going to see this but you. This is going to be hidden. This is the part that people talk about. Yes?
Mr. Bond, can I say corporate property, please?
Yes. So this is going to be a part that you consider kind of hidden in the code. No one's going to see this but you and the people working on it. So when you click that, I'm going to name my first one Story 1, just because
You don't have names.
I don't have names. So I'm going to name my first one Story 1. And I'm going to do it like in camel case, you know, lowercase first one. Well, they ain't going to let me do that. So Story 1, done.
Is yours saved?